Okay, today we're going to be talking about the first step in creating your ceramic nicho. We're going to be using a piece of styrofoam and we're going to be creating the outside dimensions of our piece. You want to start with an evenly rolled slab. Sprinkle it with a small amount of cornstarch. Don't use too much because it'll dry out your clay way too soon. I'm trying to place this in the middle, making sure I have even amounts of clay all the way around. Grab a ruler of your choice. Now, what I would recommend is hold your styrofoam nice and still and then cut an extra width using your ruler. And I'll get that scrap out of the way. Notice that I'm keeping my hand right on that styrofoam. I do not want that to move out of place because I want my walls to be nice and even. When it comes to a curved edge, I start by, creating a square. I can come in and take a little bit off the corner, and then I can use my fettling knife to finish off the rounded edge. The next step is create some cuts in the corner. This will allow us to fold the clay up and create a nice corner. If you have a curve in yours, you just want to do a couple little darts. Notice that that's a very skinny triangle. That'll create quite a nice bend. We might even out this top edge a little bit more later on. But just to get you started, do a couple small little darts. Notice that the triangle is about 1/4 inch at the base here. It's always easier to cut more versus adding clay back in. This clay is nice and wet, so it's going to bend easily around your styrofoam. I have some slip here for you. You have this scoring and slipping tool. I'm just going to come in and anywhere clay is going to be joined together, I'm going to use those little prongs to create some texture. You can come in with the same tool or your finger and add a little there, and you're going to very slowly start bringing those walls up. I like to support it from the top. I'm using my finger here to create a nice even closure. Your main goal today is to create some strong connections on the corner, and our next step will be to add any different segments if you wish, and to start adding your sculptural design elements. If you'll notice, since this piece has a rounded top, I started with the base first. So I want that to be nice and strong. Be careful not to press this clay too much onto the mold. You don't want this edge to get thin. You want it to stay nice and thick, just like you see it there. I'm going to come in and do some scoring and slipping on the top here. Anytime you join two pieces of clay together, you want to make sure to do scoring and slipping, even when it's wet clay like this. It really helps to create a nice, strong bond. So I'm using my finger on the top edge to keep that top edge nice and even. Again, I don't want to press it too much onto my mold. I'm going to go ahead and put slip on all those little beveled cuts. Again, I'm supporting the top edge and using my finger to smooth that wall out. Really focusing on, is this a nice even edge here? It doesn't matter if it comes up, even to the height of your styrofoam piece, because you're going to be removing that today before you store it in your Ziploc bag. I'm checking one last time to see if those seams are sealed up pretty good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but we definitely can finish that off a little bit later. The next step would be to place this in your Ziploc bag. I believe actually we will leave them on the styrofoam molds. I think that might help protect them a bit.